Hello, welcome to the Divinely You podcast, as well as Saradivinelyyou on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much. I'm just overwhelmed with like where this is going and like, you know, how much response I'm getting and all of that. And I want to start out with the invitation that if you are someone, you don't have to be blind to be on my podcast or on my show. I've had plenty of sighted people on my show. You go back to the beginning, to the bodybuilder project where it all started, and I had people talking about their fitness journeys and their nutrition journeys, and that was fun. We can do bodybuilder stuff. So if you have a fitness and nutrition journey that you want to share, like and I did the bodybuilder project out of the idea of like, you know, there are those of us who don't become personal trainers or, you know, fitness. We don't like do fitness competitions, but we do have a fitness and nutrition journey. So that's where the bodybuilder project came from. That was like the first episodes of the Divinely You podcast. You can find those probably on sarahweigel.com or your favorite podcast catcher. They should be there. So you can go back to the beginning and listen to where it all started. And but so if you've got a fitness and nutrition journey you want to talk about, I got contacted today by some folks who do self-defense martial arts. So we'll definitely be having some and I have a huge passion for martial arts self-defense training. I think that it's very important to take martial arts classes. If like my biggest reason that I advise people or encourage people to take martial arts classes, you learn how to fall properly without hurting yourself. And if you're from a wintry climate, I'm from Chicago, I lived in Chicago for a long time. People fall all the time and they hurt themselves because they don't fall properly. And so I always, whenever I hear people talk about how they fall, I'm like, go take a martial arts class. So at least you learn how to fall properly so that you don't hurt yourself. I also recommend self-defense because you learn how to be attentive. You know, I travel a lot and people are like, aren't you scared to travel by yourself? No, because I am always attentive to what's going on around me. And I say hi to everybody. So I have street smarts. When you've been told by people who grew up on the south side of Chicago that you're one of the most streetwise people that they know, take that shit as a compliment. So what do you want to talk about to this audience? I speak mostly to a blind and low vision audience, but I also have sighted colleagues, peers who listen in to this content as well. And so I'm thankful to all of it. I think that this is where inclusion and unity is going, is like working together. Like we don't have to separate ourselves from each other. Like, right. Like we need sighted people to help us. I need sighted people to, you know, I live in Arizona, so I need people to drive. I need people who can read and fill out forms and shit like that. And, you know, I need people who can read astrology charts. I am not good at it. I'm learning, but it's also slow, painstaking for me to even learn it. So I have people who read astrology charts. So there's that. So, I mean, we definitely, I want to say like, we have this thought that we need to be ultra independent, and can we just bullshit that, toss it, because it's not. I feel much better when I am supported and interdependent, meaning I can do shit myself. I can travel, I can go to the store, I can do this and do that, but it's helpful when I can get a ride to the store versus having to take the bus to the store. It's helpful when I can have a store associate help me find the right item and show me the things about the item that I have questions about versus me trying to figure it out, not knowing what I'm doing or whatever. And so just an invitation to think about interdependence. There we go. Interdependence, and how we can all like work together and help each other, right? And I'm not just talking about like physical, tangible things, but we also support each other, you know, working through whatever we're working through. So anyway, so that's the invitation about interdependence and the invitation to come be on my show. So if you want to talk about whatever you do in the world, or if there's something that you would like to hear about in the world. I do want to get an astrologer on here, probably one of my coaches, because I think there's a couple of layers to astrology that I want to make sure are specifically talked about. Anyway, but if there's something you want to hear me interview or talk to people about, I kind of want to be like the low-key Joe Rogan. Like, I just want to have conversations with people about the shit they're up to. Low-key Joe Rogan. That's pretty awesome. Hopefully I don't get banned off of YouTube and all other platforms. But I do want to be real and open and honest and just have conversations with people. So what do I do? Well, I'm a coach. I'm a leadership coach. That's what I do. Let's share my screen and find out.
Multiple share screen button. Desktop 11 sharing screen in iPhone. So keynote. And I want to share share keynote. You have started screen
right.
Screen share to our window.
Okay. Now get over here. There we go.
Who am I? Window.
So what do I offer? This is going to be more of a salesy conversation than information, but that's what I'm here to do, is to sell my products and services and tell you about them and tell you how you can attain them. And if you're following me and you've been following me, then this is why I'm able to present to you in the way that I'm able to present to you. It's because I've done this work. I have done healing work. I've done inner work. I've done a lot of getting out of my own comfort zone, clearly, and all of that. I did all of these things that are on this list. I've done one-to-one coaching. I've had Reiki. I've been, worked through learning how to use essential oils. Still working on that one. I have done consulting for small businesses to let them know, hey, your website just, I was on the phone. I'm going to tell you this. I was on the phone with a coach who has a great business. And I was so frustrated trying to use their website, use their content, access their materials, that I set up a call with the person. And I knew the person. She had been through the same coaches training program that I had. And she's like, I got my thick skin on. Tell me what and I dumped on her how awful her website was, how inaccessible it was. And I was almost in tears telling her, but I did this from a space of not being so much emotional, like you suck at life, but from a place of this can be better. Like this can be easier for me to use. And so ultimately they ended up changing their platform from whatever they were on to WordPress. And ever since they changed it to WordPress, I've not had a problem. So little things like that companies can do is have that person, that somebody who's willing to hear, a customer grieve to them, like what their experience has been, is always helpful. So I've been that person to be the consult to companies, letting them know like what's not working about their product, about their website. So what else? I've done public speaking. I have done lots of public speaking. I've been public speaking since I was young. I thought it was interesting when I was in my coach's training program that like people's biggest fear is speaking in front of an audience or a live audience. I don't know if it's because I can't see the people or if it's because I've been doing it since I was so young that it's just a thing for me. But I did public speaking competition when I was in high school. When I was working in vision rehabilitation, I presented at an international conference. I had a small audience, but I still spoke at an international conference. Obviously, I've done public speaking in front of coaching groups. I actually did an awesome presentation in front of a group of personal trainers, and they were very enlightened. Some of them still probably use some of what I said from that presentation. And now here I am on YouTube, on my own podcast, doing all the things, guest speaking, talking about whatever the hell I want. Hopefully you guys get something from what I talk about though. Let's see, crochet, crafting. Yep, been doing that for a while. All of the things. So, but I really like, I've had some people message me like that I'm so brave to be on camera. I've done a lot of work around my value and my self-worth and you know, working with coaches one-on-one for 5 years coming up on, because I worked with coaches when I was in my training program, and I probably took a year off after my program. But for sure since 2019, 2020, when everything started going crazy in the world, and I knew like without even knowing the astrology, knew things were going to go awry. I just felt it. But that's when I started working consistently with a one-to-one coach. And now I kind of like took a break in January, but then I was like, no, I can't do this without a person to be a container for me to like get all of the gunk out of me. So if you are interested in one-to-one coaching, we can definitely talk about that. I definitely also recommend I recommend Reiki, and like some kind of healing work, or at least like tapping into metaphysics, because you can kind of learn a lot about your body and your symptoms that way, and connect all of it together. So if you're interested in any of that one-to-one coaching or Reiki, or maybe you just want more information, I do talk about Reiki on Saturdays. I talk about chakras, metaphysics, and all that. So if you're interested in learning more about those things, but that's what I do. That's what I offer. That's what I'm up to in the world. And, you know, I'm just like, this is the work I love. It's freaking what I'm passionate about. And I'm passionate about bringing so many people on board and helping people like adjust to what's going on in their life. And I used to come at people so brashly, like, you have to change, you have to change. And now it's like, I still want people to like become the best version of themselves, but have gotten a hell of a lot softer in my presentation, and yet still keeping it like, you are worthy and you're valuable to become this better version of yourself. So I don't know. And I couldn't do it unless people were saying that to me, because there are definitely moments in my life where I'm like, this fucking blows. Like, I don't want to do this work always. So anyway, all right. Well, at the risk of getting completely sentimental and emotional, because it's so
move focus to next window. Image. You are used image. Stop share button. You have stop.
If you are interested in working with me one-to-one, let me know. You can DM me, you can comment, or whatever. You can email sdwcoaching@gmail.com. Contact me that way. What else? If you know anyone who you think would benefit from doing this level of work or this inner work or healing work, let me know. And I do play the game of like, if you aren't my client, like I will know that you aren't, like, there's like certain aspects of you that like I would know and be able to be like, okay, you're not meant to be my client, but here's this coach that I know who has a program you might be interested in. I have definitely done a lot of that, of referring clients to other coaches, because not all coaches are the same, right? We're all different, right? Like, I know coaches who coach soulful soulful entrepreneurs, coaches who do emotional intelligence. And then myself, I do a lot more of leadership, well-being, and, you know, metaphysics, and really connecting body, mind, soul. So we're not all created equal. None of us is the same. You know, some of us have the same training, others of us have different training. That's all of the things. So I hope this was helpful. And please let me know if you are open to a one-to-one session. Let's get it going. Now's the time, right? Like, all planets are direct. We've got all this energy. There's so much potent energy right now. It's so beautiful. It's so brilliant. So brilliantly timed. So, all right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Love you.
Stop recording now. And it's